So good morning, David. Good to see you again. We are recording some author talk shorts today, and we're very excited to have Dr. Schein back again. And Amy, if you'll make sure this recording goes live on Facebook on Friday, I want to announce that Dr. Schein, David Schein, will be our guest on Author Talk this Monday, which will be what's the date on Monday? 30th, March 30th. So Monday, March 30th, our guest will be Dr. David Schein, and we'll talk about a lot of stuff going on. We'll have more time then, and also be talking about his book, The Decline of America, 100 Years of Leadership Failures. So that's what we're going to talk about for this call. David, is your book, Decline of America. And you've looked at how many presidents?
Well, we covered 17 presidents in the book. We covered Wilson through Obama, which interestingly, given that there are supposedly more Democrats than Republicans in the United States, it's 8 Democrats and 9 Republicans. And actually, if you add Trump, that's 8 Democrats and 10 Republicans over the last roughly 110 years. The book, we used a round number of 100, although the book actually covers 104 years, and we're now up in a window for where I've been asked to present over 108 years roughly. But that was our target, was to talk about kind of the modern era, which began with Wilson and World War I.
But what you did was actually grade each one of the presidents since then up through Obama. So what criteria did you use? I mean, like what did you grade them on? Was it the same thing? You graded every one of them on the very same thing? Is that how that worked?
That is correct. And the idea of the grading was based on general leadership and management principles. It is a leadership book. It is not a history book. We use history to talk about leadership and management. So that was number one, is, were you a good manager? Did you make things work better for the United States people? And then the second part was on ethics. And I'm very concerned about ethics. I think good businesses, good governments operate on ethical principles. And I did ethics a little differently. I did what I called public ethics and private ethics. Some people who have, kind of one, not the other, is Jimmy Carter. Best I can tell, Jimmy Carter's public and private ethics were very, very strong, maybe one of the strongest presidents within the last 108 years, but without much personal scandal. But he was an awful government leader, apparently a successful entrepreneur with his peanut farm. But in terms of the way he ran the United States government, he was one of the few one-term presidents, and he basically earned that one-term distinction. And was somebody who was faced with a crisis, and that was, of course, the invasion of the American embassy in Iran. And Carter, whether he handled it well or not is up for debate, but basically he was unsuccessful at resolving that. And so, that's a fair contrast.
Well, thank you very much, David. This has been very informative. We now know more about your book and the different presidents and how they were graded. So thank you for that. The book is available. It's available on Amazon. So just look for The Decline of America by Dr. David, Schein, and you can get it there. Also, David is available. We're in Houston. David is available to speak for various organizations, and he has done a lot of work with different civic groups. He is a professor at the University of St. Thomas here in Houston. So he has a lot of topics. If you're interested in him coming to speak to your networking group, to your civic group, or to your organization, feel free to get in touch with him or with me. We'd love to introduce him to you. He could speak now through Zoom or other video conferencing resources, and he'll be available to come in person once we are past this epidemic, this pandemic that we're experiencing right now. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, David, for being here. Elena and Amy, thanks for being here, and Rachel. And so we will see you again next time for another Author Talk Short.
Thank you, Sandy.